Hello, everybody. Welcome to this playthrough video of Methodology. Today with us, we have five players playing as four people. First, we have Dinah, got Zach, got Tony, and then playing as a pair, we've got Ernie and Raechel. Thanks for joining me today, guys. And let's go ahead and get started playing Methodology. So I'll just click Setup here. All right, Tony. So
All right.
it's first round of the game. Not all the cards have been dealt out yet. What are you thinking about doing with your cards?
So I don't have any combos right now with the cards that have been dealt to me.
Mhm.
But with my locations and stuff, I've got stuff for Eloise and Paul. I don't know. I think hoping to draw one of those when there's 6 character cards left is kind of a long shot.
Yep.
One of my highest point cards up here is Cinderella, of which there's only 3 people. So if the other 2 players also who end up getting those decide not to expose them, I have a high chance of getting to keep it.
Right.
Or I could use that to start investigating right away. In past games, when I've had multiples from the same set, like I've got these 2 investigators,
Yeah.
keeping them and even telling the truth about one of them hasn't necessarily helped me to keep the other.
Yeah, you'd think it would, but sometimes it backfires on you.
Because by putting it out there and starting to talk about who has what early on, it also exposes, at least in a 6-player game, that there aren't enough people. So I might be the one who has the extra card. One of us has multiple cards. Anyway.
True.
Let's see. Location-wise, I've got a 4 and 2 3s. I think I tend to want to investigate with one of them, because then it also gives me extra information to potentially catch someone on a lie. So if I investigate with the garden shed and someone says that they have the front door, then I can try to bust them.
You can definitely j'accuse them. Yeah.
Yeah, but the chance of being able to investigate with the garden shed are really low because it's such a low card. Essentially, I'm flying blind. I tend to lead out with these documents. Like, we tend to get rid of these documents early on. They're worth just 2 points.
Yeah. And there's a lot of different document cards. Yeah.
So that'll probably be my first turn.
Okay. Well, and in a 4-player game, remember you play 2 cards every round.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, so you'll have to actually play 2. So you could do one of your Villa Genevieve and maybe interrogate with it. Probably not, but maybe.
Yeah. You know what? I tried being aggressive and trying to interrogate people last time. I'm going to try to really fly low. So I'm going to lean to the cards that don't get investigated, lean to the cards that are down at the bottom. So I'm going to do a Villa Genevieve, but I'm going to do the front door, not the garden shed.
So hopefully you don't interrogate. Yeah.
I'm going to try a game where I just try not to interrogate ever.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, your cards would suggest that that's probably a good move. Because the only really high-powered card, high-ranked card, I mean, that you have is that piece of evidence, the check stub.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck to you. And, we'll check in after we deal all the cards and see how that's working out for you.
Thanks. We'll see.
So it's before the first round, right?
Yeah.
Haven't started, but what are you thinking about with your cards?
Well, so briefly looking through this, I got one of the neighbors, which is a really high card, but I also got the shovel and the mastman, which create a...
Oh, which is a nice combo. Yeah.
Yeah, which is a nice combo. I mean, other than that...
Yeah, you don't have any other...
I don't really have, like, any high scoring locations, necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
So keeping any one of those would probably be fine. I think I'm gonna try to hold on to at least the shovel and then the mastman and the neighbor.
Mm-hmm. Because those are 2 viable options for your end game scoring. Yeah.
Yeah, and then probably end up deciding what to do depending on which one I feel like I'm gonna have to get rid of at the end of the game.
So are you thinking when you draw cards, are you gonna go for a certain deck? Or are you going to just kind of replace what you get rid of?
I feel like in previous games that we've played, I've essentially just replaced what I've gotten rid of. And I think that has helped me because then I don't end up getting too low on one set of cards that I'm supposed to keep,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's usually what I end up doing.
Okay. All right. Do you have an idea of what 2 cards you're going to play in this first round?
No idea.
So here we are.
Mhm.
Before round 1, you've just got your initial set of cards. And I can see, looking at your cards, that you have 2 of the highest rated locations already.
Yeah, that makes me a little nervous, to be honest.
Yeah, so if someone plays the other one, you might be a little screwed. But the other one, they might want to keep it because it's the highest ranking location.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
Sorry to,
No,
put it
was
on
one
you,
of those
but
where like I'd seen it, but I kind of hadn't like fully grasped what was going to happen there. So yeah.
Yeah.
And I see that I've got 1 set with a bonus, but I don't know that I care to keep that bonus.
So what do you have? So you've got
because I have Lucian Bex, and then the handgun. Well, it's a +4 with Lucian Bex, so that might be worth keeping.
Yeah, I mean that more than doubles the rank of that gun.
It does, yeah. I kind of had looked at the handgun and been like, oh, that's such kind of like a. I feel that's been like a throwaway card kind of in the past.
Yeah, in past games, the trappings have actually not really.
Yeah, the trappings have been kind of throwaway cards, but maybe like the documents are too. So.
Yeah.
But
it's interesting because you also have 2 trappings cards, so you could actually keep the handgun hidden in your hand.
This is true. I could keep it completely hidden in my hand.
Yeah, by keeping that key, and just if people ask about trappings, you just always say you have the key. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what are you thinking are going to be your first 2 cards that you play? Because remember, with 4 you play 2.
I know. Tony just reminded me of that. I had completely forgot. So I mean, originally I had thought I would play like Lucian Bex and the letter from Bella, but now I'm thinking I would probably play Denise, Ullard, and probably the letter from Bella, just because they're the lowest 2 without any bonuses. And
right.
I don't know. The Villa Genevieve one is one I kind of want to hold on to for a little bit, just because then if you can hold on to it a little bit later in the game, then you can find out what other people have that card. So because there's so many of them.
There are a lot of the Villa Genevieve.
There's a lot of them. So it's going to take some time to kind of figure out who's got what of those cards. So, and I definitely want to keep my Villa Marguerites as hidden as I possibly can.
Yeah.
I feel like with the amount, like I'm going to have to give up the Villa Genevieve pretty quick, but I mean, we do get to draw, so that's good.
Right. Yeah, you might draw a character that actually goes with the Villa Genevieve. So yeah.
True. Or maybe one with the Villa Marguerite. That'd be exciting.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, it looks like, I mean, you have a pretty good starting hand, I would say.
I feel pretty good about it.
Potential combo that's pretty good, and you've got a location that, while not a combo, is worth a lot of points to go with.
Right, and I've got a pretty high scoring character card too. So
yeah, just in case you don't get Lucian Bex. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I think your starting hand is pretty good. We'll have to see.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
Yeah, how it goes when you have to draw more cards and see what happens.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah. All right, so it's before the first round of the game. You've just gotten your cards.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking? What are you thinking? You're looking good? Are you worried about combos and prospects? Like, tell me what's going
on. I mean, I think we have a pretty good option if we manage to keep it, because we have like 4 cards that connect. Unfortunately, the 2 object cards are from different sets, so we can't hide one of them within another set, but we could hide the evidence ones within another set, because we have a paper dagger.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So what's your combo that you're looking at? Is it with
have Hercule Poirot?
Hercule. Yep.
Hercule Poirot. Should probably pronounce that right, since it's the name of the game.
It's fine.
And we have the ferry to Calais, which goes with him, and it's also a pretty high transportation card too.
Oh yeah.
And we have 2 options, because the Toasted Bride can go with him, or the Broken Watch.
That's really good.
So like, I'm thinking we can try to hide the Broken Watch by using the paper dagger as kind of like a shield. Like anytime evidence comes up, we just always talk about the paper dagger.
Right. Yeah.
We just wouldn't play it until like the very end, because we'd always use that and hide our other one.
Because trappings.
The trapping we could give up. if we need to play it.
But I don't think it's going to be in our best interest to get rid of it so soon, just in case.
Just in case we have to keep it. But like, I think we could hide the broken watch for a while at least.
Well, it's interesting because the trapping and the broken watch are actually the exact same point value.
They are. Yeah, no, exactly.
So, yeah, it all depends on which one gets found out first, I guess. You can just hope to keep the other one.
Exactly, yeah. So we wouldn't play either of those anytime soon. But then we also have him,
Gabriel Stoner,
who goes with our staircase. So like if something happened and we had to give up fuel, we always have that backup. But then we also have Madame Dubril, who's just also an excellent backup because she's worth so many points.
Wow. So
that's a really nice draw for us to start off.
Like I did the math, and like obviously the most points we can make is if we manage to make all the connections. But if Madame Dubril is only like 3 points less, because she's a 9 herself, if we manage to keep the same location because it's our highest location, and then the objects are all the same. So I mean, I think we have a fairly good shot. We have some options. I'm a little concerned about having to play 2 each round because I haven't done that yet.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I would say all of your characters having potential for end game scoring and a high end game scoring. That's great. Like you guys are sitting pretty, but
I just worry about like what we're actually going to get to play.
Yeah. You do have to play 2 cards like on this first round. So like, what are you thinking you'll play? Are you just getting rid of both of your Villa Genevieve cards? But one of them goes to Gabriel Stoner.
We don't want to look suspicious.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what I would do in your situation.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe just give up Gabriel and the staircase because the Madame Dubril is a better backup.
It's interesting though because we had talked in our previous practice games how Madame Dubril and her sister card that are both worth 9 points. It's like, why would you ever play that card?
Yeah,
and this is a case where you might, because you have such good options without her.
Oh yeah.
That you could screw over somebody else who.
No, absolutely. That's my plan. If we end up getting down for enough that I know we won't need her as a backup, I'll absolutely play it so we can screw over the other 9-point person.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I think probably
like we have good combinations, but then the drawing 2 cards in these next 2 rounds is going to be tricky.
Because I want to keep the paper dagger for a minute so we can hide the broken watch.
Yeah, you could get rid of
we'll get rid of Gabriel in the tool shed.
Yeah,
because he's not as strong a backup as Madame Dubril if we need a backup.
Right.
Because he would only give us like 14 points at most, whereas Madame Dubril is 17, and then Hercule, if we can pull him off, is 19, I think. Maybe 1 point less.
Maybe we could even do the middle via Genevieve.
Yeah, the tool shed.
Not to just ship.
Yeah, no, we don't want to give away our pairs because then they'll be like, oh, that's suspicious. Why are they giving away a nice pair at the very beginning? So
right.
Yeah, I think we need to figure that out.
So when you draw cards,
we get more cards.
What deck? Yeah, these are not the final cards, right? There's a bunch of cards that have
So we haven't played a game where maybe we started one?
We're going to.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens if there's a better like Patsy that we can
absolutely
play off with.
I don't think we're going to find a better combination though.
No, but we can.
I think we have really strong options for that. So yeah, that's excellent. Like, how many cards do we get to draw?
So you'll get to replace the 2 cards that you play every round until the cards are gone.
Oh, perfect.
Right. So I think there's
what we get.
And they have to be from the same deck.
Yeah, I think there's 16 cards out there. So I think that's 4 rounds of drawing. But no, you can, what I was going to say is you can draw from any deck. So what deck are you guys thinking you might want more cards
in? Maybe Destination and Characters. Or no, actually, we could also look at objects since
we want to hide our objects.
We want to have categories available to us.
Right.
Well, maybe objects and character for the first round, because then we can get rid of one of our locations and still have another one, and then the next round we could get a location.
Yeah. It'll be interesting.
But I'm feeling pretty good about our card lineup. Our problem is we just always guess horribly, so we always.
And that is half the game. I mean, being able to figure out what everybody else has—that's half the game. So
we've steadily come in second place.
There are worse things. Yes. All right, so now that it's officially the first round of the game, if you can just flip over 2 cards in your hand, and then once you've done that, I'll let everybody know and we can reveal them to the table. All right, looks like everybody's chosen. So if you could go ahead and put those out on the table and flip them back face up. All right. So it looks like we have 2 characters that have been played, both from the household, but it looks like Denise just edged out Gabriel Stoner as a higher ranked card with 9. So that means, Dinah, you get to interrogate first about the household staff.
Fun stuff. Ernie and Raechel, do you have any other household staff other than Gabriel?
Just what you see on the table.
Alrighty. Tony, do you have any household staff?
Nope.
What about you, Zach?
Nada.
Alrighty.
Wow. No
That was-
household staff. I mean,
That was a useless investigation.
I know there are 6 cards left in the deck, but like, what are the odds of that happening?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you don't get to accuse anybody because there are no such.
That's fine. It's a little early anyway.
All right. So moving on to locations. Looks like we have 3 locations down, but 2 of them are from Villa Genevieve, which is very low ranked. But we do have one from transportation, Merlinville Road. So Zach, you get to interrogate about transportation.
Oh, okay. Dinah, do you have any transportation?
I do not.
Tony, do you have any transportation?
I don't know what accent you're going for, but no.
No. And Raechel and Erny, I don't know what I'm going for either.
Some half-assed land in between French and Spanish.
Half-assed French and Spanish, absolutely.
European.
Raechel and Erny, do you have any transportation?
Yes.
Oh. Wow, what you got then?
The train station.
Hmm.
Would you like to j'accuse?
Huh. No.
All right. And then moving on to objects. So we have 3, and it looks like they are all documents. So we've got 14, we've got 12, and we've got 16. So with a 12, Tony, your telegram to Jack is the highest ranked object out there. So go ahead and interrogate about objects.
Wow. How about that? Okay. Zach, do you have any other documents?
I do not.
Okay. Dinah, any other documents?
Nope.
Ernie and Raechel?
No.
Okay.
What an eventful round, guys. Really,
We're really going for it. I
really
think
well done. Really well
we're
done.
starting out strong.
All right. So as the person who played the highest ranking character, Dinah gets to draw cards first. So
Dinah
Dinah
gets to draw 1 card, and then
Yep,
we go around.
one at a time. Yeah. So Dinah, you'll draw first, and then we'll go clockwise around the table until everybody's drawn 2 cards. And remember, you can draw from any deck you want. You don't necessarily have to replace the type of card you just played. All right. So round 2 looks like everybody has chosen. So go ahead and lay them on the table, please. Ooh, Tony plays 2 characters this round.
Ooh.
Interesting. All right, so we've got 4 characters out there. Shockingly, we've got some household staff who we just talked about and didn't have. So we've got 11 and 13, but Tony's 2 characters, I think, are both ranked above that. So you've got Bella at 6. Oh, Arthur Hastings is an investigator at 17, but Bella does beat it with a 6. So Tony, if you would like to interrogate about the
Interlopers. All right, Zach, do you have an interloper?
I do.
Great. Dinah, do you have an interloper?
I do not.
Okay, Ernie and Raechel, do you have an interloper?
We do not.
No.
All right. Zach, which interloper do you have?
I have Cinderella.
Would you like to j'accuse?
I feel bad because it's mostly motivated from my personal distrust with Zach as opposed to true gaming strategy.
Fair, honestly.
I mean,
nobody ever trusts me. Werewolf or Blood on the Clock Tower, no one ever trusted me.
J'accuse, Zach.
Oh, you have been accused. All right, so if Zach does have Cinderella, he has to reveal that card to us, but he gets to keep it. If he does not have Cinderella, he has to reveal what interloper he does have.
So he has to reveal that. Does he have to discard that card? Is that the card that has to go away?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
All right, Zach, would you reveal to us your card, please? Oh, Masked Man. So we'll just flip that on right over there.
So unfortunate.
All right, so Zach's going to be one card down. A slight penalty in a 4-player game, much more devastating.
Does he discard another card?
Yeah, I think this isn't as bad.
No, he does not discard another card. He just loses that card.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was already much more interesting than the first round. All right. Moving on to locations. It looks like we have 2. So we've got this Villa Genevieve Fairway Bunker card, ranked 16. But then over here, we've also got the Variety Show, ranked 8. So Ernie and Raechel, if you would like to interrogate about the destinations.
Sure. Dinah, do you have any destination?
I do not.
Zach?
I do.
Tony?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So, Zach, what do you got?
I have the courthouse.
And Tony, what destination do you have?
Zach, this is not going to... I would slow down on the lies. I also have the courthouse. So...
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
You already lost a card, so I would just...
All right. Ernie and Raechel, would you like to accuse either of them since they both are claiming to have the same card?
Well, we found ourselves in this situation, since we're talking about past games. And if we're wrong, we don't really feel like it'd be beneficial to us to lose a card right now. So I think we're going to leave it there for now. Yeah.
We'll leave the lie sitting and
we'll let it stew for now.
Gonna let it slide. All right. Well, Zach and Tony, one of you got away with murder. So there you go.
Not murder, just
got away with lying.
All right. All right. Just
I don't want to guess wrong.
I know. No, losing a card is definitely, you got it on it. All right. Well, then moving on to the objects. So we've got 2. We've got another document, which is going to be the lower ranked of the 2. But then we've got some handcuffs from the trappings. So, Zach, if you would like to interrogate about the trappings.
Yes. Tony, do you have any trappings?
Yes, I do.
Oh. And Dinah, do you have any trappings?
I do.
Oh my, so many trappings. And Raechel and Ernie, do you have any trappings?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes,
Yep.
we do.
Oh, well, what are those trappings that you have then?
We have
The toasted bread.
A likely story. And Tony?
I have the golf clubs.
And Dinah?
I have the door key.
Interesting.
Would you like to accuse anyone?
Not at this present moment.
All right. Well, with that, that is the end of round 2. So, again, Tony, as the player of the highest ranked character, you will get to draw cards first.
Great.
So go ahead and choose a deck to draw from. And all the cards will be gone after this round of drawing. So choose wisely. All right. So first, before we talk about your final cards, I just want to talk about your j'accuse of Zach, because you had Cinderella in your hand.
Yes.
Right? So you had 2 interlopers and you just called out the third one. Is that what you were doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So well played. And well played lying about having the other card in your hand.
Yeah, like trying to cover it up and saying that it's because I don't trust Zach. Like I tried to fudge it instead of having like lots of quick zeal of knowing it right away. But I do think that Zach has my number. So I think with one in particular, he knows I have it because he knows I have Poirot's flat. So I don't think it's safe for me to keep Poirot's flat because Zach can ding me for it. In the same way that I think he'll get rid of his courthouse because he's already talked about it.
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to end up getting rid of that. I was trying to risky gambit to see if I can, I don't know, get them
but
to.
You know, I mean, one person knowing you have something is not the end of the world in this game. It's only if the majority guesses that you have something at the end that you actually lose out on the points.
That's true. That's true.
All right. So having dealt all the cards out, now this is our final hand of 9 cards that you've got in front of you. So what are you thinking for your end game scoring?
Well, I would love to be able to hold on to Jean Beraldi. She's 7 points.
Yeah.
I now got a transportation card. We already examined a lot of the transportation cards. There's only 3 left out there. And I think, let's see, train station is still there. Yeah, so I think Ernie and Raechel have the train station, or they've said they do. So Mike, they said they have the train station. I drew the train station.
You have the train station. Yeah.
Right. So they're lying. Okay, that's information that I think I'm the only one who has that now.
I think you're right. I think because you drew the train station, you are the only one that would know.
They lied. That so much more respect for them.
You had no idea.
To Kelly. I didn't even know it. I'm looking at my own cards. I'm trying with notes this time because I've done abysmally when it came to guessing. I get to the end of the game and I'm like, where's everybody else voting? I don't know. I'll have 1 or 2 things I'm sure about. I was really hoping to get one of the higher characters, and I ended up getting at least Jean Beraldi.
Yeah, but you didn't get one of the top 2 is what you mean?
Yeah. Zach has not been drawing characters. Every time he had choices to draw things, he wasn't drawing characters, so I think he has one of the 9s. Okay. I think he had the points that he wanted, whereas I was digging for them. Yep. Anyway, so ideally for points, I don't have anything that links together. So ideally I want Jean, the train station, which if I can just keep quiet, they're not going to play their card. So unless somebody else goes to investigate, they'll say the train, I can call out train station knowing that they're lying.
Yeah, that's true.
See if it scares them into telling the truth or if they still lie. Either way, it works out for me. If you tell me that I have it, then anyway.
Yeah, that's a good play, I think. If it comes out, obviously.
If it comes out. And then I've already said that I have the golf clubs, so I'm probably hoping to hold on to the check stub.
Yeah, I mean, that's your only other choice, right? You've only got the 2 objects left, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Well, I think those are good choices. So even though you have Cinderella, because you don't have any combos, you're going to hope to keep Jean because she's just worth more points.
Yes, and because I haven't talked about it. Nobody would know that I have her. Right. So unless someone investigates the Beraldi case, I don't think I'm going to bank on trying to get Cinderella.
Yeah. All right, so you have your final cards. You unfortunately only have 8 because you were called out on your lie. Before we talk about your cards, are there anything you suspect about the other players and what cards they might have?
Okay, well, first of all, I thought it was pretty shady of Tony to say that he had the same card that I did, knowing that there's only 3 cards.
Right, yeah.
I thought that was pretty bold of him to do that.
He didn't get called on it, though.
No, which was so aggravating.
But you now know which transportation card you have.
It is. It's true. Yeah, now I do know. Well, because it was Destinations that happened with.
Was it Destinations?
Yeah, because I said that I had the courthouse, and then he said that he also had the courthouse.
Oh, gotcha. Yes.
When in reality, he probably has Poirot's flat.
All right, so looking at your 8 cards, which 3 are you hoping to keep till the end now?
Well, I probably am still going to try to keep the shovel, because I don't think any of my new cards combo with anything.
Yeah, I don't think they do. Well, nothing combos with Martha Dubril, just because she's...
Yeah, just because... I mean, yeah, so I think now I'm probably going to want to try to keep her. And probably my shovel and probably the Villa Marguerite if I can, because I think that's a higher card. But really all my things are pretty high, so any one of those would probably be fine.
Yeah. But this is a game of, I think in the practice games we've had, I think the two top people are within 1 or 2 points of each other. So, like being able to keep your Villa Marguerite de Brille estate versus your courtroom, your courthouse.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those 2 points could make or break.
And I could just, I said I had the courthouse, and now I could just get rid of the courthouse, because then that would almost out Tony in a way.
Yeah, you could do that.
So we'll see.
Yeah. So you were hoping to keep the map then.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, that's the lie you were caught out on.
Which I was waiting to see if anybody else said that they had an interloper. Is that what they're called?
Yeah, the interlopers. Yep.
I was waiting to see if anybody said that they had an interloper before I decided if I was going to try to lie my way out of it, and no one said that they did. So I thought that I would be pretty okay in lying in that situation. And unfortunately, Tony being Tony called me out.
Just wanted to accuse you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
But it's possible that he might have in that situation, he might have had the other interloper.
Oh, that's true. Because if he had the other interloper,
then he would know for sure that I was lying.
Would absolutely know for sure to accuse you. Yeah.
So it's very possible.
So it seems like not much has changed for you.
Not really. I have one less character, but that's an extra Villa Genevieve card, which I would rather not have, to be perfectly honest. But I'd rather have another character, because I want to keep my characters as under wraps as possible.
Yeah, but that character deck went too fast for you. Yeah,
it did. I feel like I'm more likely to be able to keep Arnold Baroldi over Lucian Vex and the handgun at this point, just because I was thinking about what cards I can play next, and because I got the Baroldi files. Which would give me another bonus with Baraldi, but then that leaves me only playing my Villa Genevieve cards for 1 round, and then I'm out.
Well, you could play those. If people are looking at your hand, they can tell you have 4 locations. So
true.
You could play those and see what happens, and then go from there.
But then I would lose out on having 2 others. It seems in some ways, because people know now that I have the door key.
Right.
That it seems like it would be smart to just go ahead and play the door key.
Yeah.
Because I know everybody, the handgun is the only trapping not accounted for.
Right. And now that all the cards are out, if trapping is asked about again, they can infer that someone will have 2 trappings.
Right.
Yeah. But they haven't been able to do that yet, because it's possible that they were just in the deck.
That's true.
Yeah.
And that now somebody randomly has. Well, because I think everybody had a trapping.
Yeah,
I guess not more.
Right.
Zach had to give up his.
Yeah.
Zach gave up his, but everybody else has one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of a weird play. I'm not quite, it's definitely going to be hand to hand to try to figure out how do I do this?
Yeah, it is interesting because you do have 2 combos.
2 combos.
And 2 very high powered locations.
And 1 very high powered character.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those where I'm like, dang, can I just keep all my cards?
I know, right? But there's we gotta play 3 more rounds, right?
Yeah.
Well, 2 more rounds, and then you get to discard down to 3. So 2 more rounds of interrogation, though.
Yep.
Yeah, geez. All right.
It's gonna be tricky.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with you. Now, before we go away, are there any cards that you suspect people might have, based on your deductions?
It's not a lot has been revealed.
Yeah.
So I really don't know. I know who now has all their trappings, as long as they weren't lying.
Right.
I have no idea where the evidence is. Character cards, honestly, who knows? It's one of those we haven't figured out enough stuff really to know yet. I think with another round we'll know more, but it's one of those where it's funny. I keep thinking back to like, oh, it's easier with 4 than 6 players, but it's actually it's difficult either way.
Yeah, it's just different. Yeah,
it's different. It's a different kind of deduction and reasoning to figure out. But as far as like figuring out people's hands, I mean, really, I know that the other 2 destinations are Tony and Zach, but I don't know which one has which because one of them was lying about having the courthouse. So that's that's kind of the only other information we have other than the trappings at this point.
Yeah.
So
now it is interesting because you have this Lucian Bex combo. You could actually play Arnold Baroldi and kind of out the other people that have those other high-powered character cards.
That's true.
That's another possibility because you have another valid end game scoring combo with Lucian Bex that would get you.
Yeah, because with that Lucian Bex, that would make it a 9 or no, actually 10 points.
Yeah,
right?
What is the score, right? So
because Lucian is 3, the trapping is 3, and then an extra 4, so it's 10.
Yeah.
So yeah, because then that would, I mean, that's way more than my Baroldi case, but then the Baroldi, the 2 of them together are 12 with my Baroldi combo.
Right. Yeah. So
if I could keep that under wraps.
Better to keep Baroldi then. Yeah. Jeez, that's tough.
Yeah, but I feel like in some ways Lucian Bex is a little easier to keep hidden because there's so many investigators versus the Baroldi case, there's only the 3.
Right. But if nobody brings them out, they're not going to get talked
about. True. I think it's just gonna be a play-by-play. Try and figure out like how long I can keep which combo under wraps.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think this next round will kind of steer you a certain direction, most likely.
Yep. And if I can keep either of them under wraps, then I'm feeling pretty good.
All right. So you have your final cards. What are you thinking now? Has stuff changed? Are you still going with the Poirot combo, or you've got Madame Dubril in the back pocket? Like, what's going on?
We're still definitely going to go for the Poirot combo, but we discussed it and realized that we probably made a mistake by not taking another location card to try to vet out that big fat lie we told.
Right.
Because now it definitely is in someone else's hand, and they definitely know we lied. But that's not entirely detrimental.
Right. I mean, I was going to say one person knowing what you have. If only one person knows what you have, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, like it's a set that has 4, and only one of the cards has been revealed so far. So it's not terrible.
At this point, they don't know if you don't have both of those cards.
It's true. Like we could very well have. Well, now they know because now someone has it.
So it's just kind of hope.
If it comes out and it's played, then we'll be like, oh.
Now, so my question for you is, since you're going for this Poirot combo, which is pretty dang good, are you going to play Madame Dubril and out somebody?
I mean, it probably would be like our very last move. Like the very last, like once we know we can keep Poirot.
Yeah, so like because there's only 2 more rounds.
Yeah.
And then the last round, right, we won't interrogate because you'll just discard cards and keep them secret. So
there's 2 more rounds including that round, or just
no? There's 2 rounds, and then you'll discard 2 cards. Yeah. If you haven't lost any.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're thinking next round you'll play Madame Dubril to kind of screw over whoever has Martha.
I think maybe that's probably because looking at our cards, like we already revealed the toasted bread. We decided to sacrifice that to keep the watch.
Right.
So I feel like it's very safe to play that. So we could play that. But then we also got very lucky because we got another investigator. So now if we legitimately get asked if we have an investigator, as long as we can keep him for a minute, we have him in our pocket.
Yeah, you can hide them both. Yeah.
Because investigators really haven't been talked about. Like there's been 1 played, I think.
Yeah, and they probably will because people need to start getting rid of characters. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was really happy with that draw. Where I'm kind of concerned is, I mean, with the locations, because we only have the 2 and we desperately want to keep the 1. But we have a ton of evidence to hide our broken watchmen. So that's excellent.
It makes us feel a little bit better that we have 2 round slots.
Yeah. But I think as far as like this coming up round, I guess we're just going to have to play 2 objects. Like that's that's our best strategy right now.
Yeah, I mean, there are worse things, right? You're getting rid of your toasted bread, I assume.
Because everyone knows we have it because we revealed that. So yeah.
Just play lead pipe.
Well, I don't know. I'm trying to decide if it's a benefit if we're the interrogator. Because the paper dagger is a 1. So we'd definitely be interrogating. And since we're trying to hide the broken watch, like maybe it would be a good thing if we were the interrogator.
I think you're probably right. Yeah.
No, I think my first.
So we'll probably play, the paper dagger and the toasted bread. And then, unless, of course, something else comes out. Well, no, because the paper dagger is the highest of the object set. So
yeah, so we would definitely interrogate, yeah.
And that way we won't have to answer any questions. But then if we do next time, we still have the lead pipe as a backup.
Yeah, I think that's a great strategy. Yep.
Or we'll play the lead pipe next time.
We'll see.
I don't know. We'll see. But I think that right now, I think that's what we'll do.
Okay.
Awesome. Before we go, are there any cards that you suspect people have just based on your deductions?
I would suspect that Tony is the one lying about the courthouse.
So you think
But
you're just guessing on that?
Yeah,
just guessing.
and it wasn't not going to be beneficial for us to accuse at that point. So
I think with the amount of household staff that have been talked about, which is like, or not household staff, but household, which is like everyone. I think that definitely means that a lot of people are holding on to the Baroldi files. And there's definitely a Martha Dubril out there.
Right. Someone's obviously got her. Yeah.
Yeah. They're trying to get rid of the lower ones. The locations are interesting because the top tier hasn't really been talked about much at all.
Yeah. People are keeping those hidden.
And then the documents, they're like almost all out. So that kind of tells me that people are keeping the evidence, but then again, we have 3 of those pieces of evidence.
I was going to say, but you have 3 of those, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we'll kind of see when we do the interrogation, see what other evidence comes out. I mean, it's just got to be like every card's out, so someone has to have those last 2 pieces, and the chances are they're probably going to want to. Those would be the ones they want to keep because they're higher than all the objects are the same, right?
The trappings and the evidence are worth 3 points, and then the documents are worth 2 points.
Yeah, so everyone's getting rid of their documents. So, yeah, no, we haven't really put anything together as far as that, except that, obviously the strategy everyone's going with is getting rid of the lower cards. But I did find the interloper situation interesting. That Zach was lying about Cinderella, and he in fact had the masked men because they're the same. So it kind of seemed like maybe a not necessary lie.
Yeah. So why do you think he lied about that?
He didn't want to reveal his masked men. Maybe he was planning on keeping the masked men.
Yeah. So maybe that was one of his end game cards. Yeah.
Which could be possibly, we could look at what pairs with the masked men and kind of try to figure that out.
Yeah.
Now probably he needs to go down to a lower character because if he was planning on keeping the masked men, that was probably his highest character at the beginning.
Keep an eye out for him if he plays a watch or a shovel.
Well, we have
or a match or cigarette. No, not the watch. Match, cigarette, and guardian shovel.
Oh, yeah. That's what goes with the masked men.
All right.
But his masked men are gone, so he'll probably be getting rid of those cards.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then just kind of see if confirm. Well, I mean, we'll confirm if he does. So.
Yeah. We are here for round 3. So if everybody can flip over 2 of their cards in your hand.
Fuck it.
All right. And if you want to put those cards down to the table.
I like that reasoning.
Yeah, why not?
I don't see a reason to keep said card, and I see more of a reason to get rid of said card.
Yeah, that's kind of what these later rounds are about. Will you flip your cards, Zach?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
My goodness, Jack.
All right. So we're not going to think that the photo of Bella is a person.
Right.
So it looks like only 1 character was played, and it is Monsieur Hote from the Investigators. So Tony, investigate away about the Investigators.
Zach, do you have an investigator?
I do not.
Okay. Dinah, do you have an investigator?
I do.
Great. Ernie and Raechel?
We do.
Yes.
Great. Ernie and Raechel, what investigator do you have?
We have Monsieur Giraud.
Girard.
Giroux?
That one.
I don't know. That one.
8. Dinah, which one do you have?
Lucian Bex.
Would you like to j'accuse?
No.
All right. Then moving on to locations, of which we have, gosh, it looks like 4, but 3 of them are pink, so they're the lowest ranked, and we have 1 blue, which is going to be our high one, and it's the courthouse. So, Zach, if you would like to interrogate about the 1 remaining destination card, you may.
Tony, do you have any destinations?
Go back to this one.
Yeah.
I think I'll stop my investigation there, Alex, if you don't mind.
That's
What you got, Tony?
Poirot's place. Poirot's flat.
Would you like to accuse him?
No, I think I'm okay.
All right. All right. An interesting play, Zach. An interesting play.
Oh, it's better to go.
All right, and then moving on to our objects. So it looks like we have 3. We've got a document, we've got a trapping, but of course the evidence is going to be higher ranked than both of those. So, and it's ranked number 1. So Ernie and Raechel, investigate about the evidence.
Alrighty, Dinah, do you have any evidence?
I do not.
All right, Zach, do you have any evidence?
I do.
All right, and Tony, do you have any evidence?
Yep.
Okay. Zach, what do you got?
I got a shovel.
Okay. And Tony?
I have a lead pipe.
Would you like to j'accuse Ernie and Raechel?
I don't know. Zach sounded kind of suspicious, but I think we're good.
Want to let him slide?
Y'all always say I sound suspicious.
All right.
We're
Well,
good.
an uninteresting round. Uneventful, I mean. Interesting, uneventful. So there's no more drawing, so it doesn't matter who played the highest card. Those cards go away, and we will go into round 4. So go ahead and lay your cards down on the table. And Ernie and Raechel, if you could flip over your cards. Oh, ho, ho, ho. So looking at our characters, we have quite a few on the table, but we have Madame Dubril, number 1 ranked character worth 9 points out on the board. So Ernie and Raechel, go ahead and interrogate about the other neighbor.
Take that.
Tony, do you have the other neighbor?
I do not.
Zach?
I do.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Yep.
Thanks for coming, everybody. All right. So Zach, I assume you're claiming to have Martha.
Yes.
Okay. You could have claimed Madame Dubril, but
I suppose I could
That would
have.
have been detrimental.
yeah, maybe not the best strategy at this point in the game. All right. So moving on to locations, it looks like we have 3 locations, 1 pink, 1 blue, but we have 1 kind of tealy green. That's going to be higher ranked. Transportation. So Zach, take it away.
Oh, Tony, you got any transportation?
Yes, I do.
Dinah
Nope.
and Raechel and Ernie.
Yes.
What y'all got?
Who are you asking?
Oh, sorry, Raechel and Ernie. What y'all got?
We have the ferry to
I'm
Calais.
I'm sorry, you have what? Oh, ferry. Gotcha.
Wait on. Didn't you say you had the train station last time?
And that's what I was hoping they were gonna say, because that's what I also saw last time. But Tony, what
I
do
have
you
the ferry to Calais.
Yeah, I do feel like I recall them saying the train station last time.
So are you going to j'accuse?
So I'm gonna j'accuse. Let's just do it.
Who are you j'accusing?
Raechel and Erny.
All right, Raechel and Erny, if you can reveal your transportation card. Oh!
Oh!
They do, in fact, have the ferry to Calais. So go ahead and put that back in your hand.
Tony went for it. Okay.
So, Zach, you have to get rid of one of your cards. You can just choose which one. You actually, you have to choose one of your objects because you won't have
one.
Is that the one that it goes to? I can't see.
And then we'll just flip it. Yeah.
Great, thank you.
All right. So Tony, mastermind behind evil lying there.
What? What card did you put down?
Good,
he put down, it was this one here. It was Renaud's letter.
Renaud's letter.
Yep. All right. And then moving on to our final interrogation. It's going to be about this one singular object that was played this round. And that is the handgun. So Dinah, would you like to interrogate about the trappings?
I think I know the ones that have them, but we'll go for it. Zach, do you have a trapping?
Oh, I do not.
Tony, do you have a trapping?
I do.
And Raechel and Erny, do you have a trapping?
We do not.
Nope.
Tony, what do you have?
I've got the golf clubs.
Okay. I'm good with that.
All right. So let's go ahead and put those cards away. So here we are, round 5. So everyone but Zach has 5 cards. So Zach, you don't get to do anything. But everybody else, please choose 2 of your cards to play face down in front of you. Remember, you cannot get rid of your last of any category. So you have to end up with a character, a location, and an object. And once you have those flipped over, you can go ahead and lay them on the table. And now we will move into the second and final phase of the game. So we will be starting with the character board. So let me just zoom in on that. So if you would all please place the tokens of each character that you think goes to their card on the character board. So let's just go around. We'll just start at the front and go forward from there. So we've got 3 magnifying glasses here on Martha Dubril. Shocker, I know. But Zach, do you have Martha Dubril?
I don't know what you're talking about because I definitely have her right here. Yeah.
All right. Zach getting totally screwed over by Erny and Raechel right at the end there. All right, then moving over.
Absolutely.
We love you.
Moving over to Arnold, we've got a majority of mustaches on Arnold Baroldi. So mustaches, that's you, Dinah, correct?
Yep.
Dinah, do you have Arnold Baroldi?
Unfortunately, yes.
Oh, yes. I almost didn't.
Well done.
You
Well
guys suck.
I
You guys
almost picked somebody else.
done. Then we've got 3 handcuffs over here on Cinderella. Tony, you're the handcuffs. Is that correct?
Nope.
Oh, he does not have Cinderella.
Yeah.
And then a majority of bowler hats over here on poor Eloise Renaud. Erny and Raechel, do you have Eloise?
We do not.
All right. So 2 people got away with their character cards here. So let's move down to the transportation board, the locations, and let's do the same thing. All right. So starting with the first card here, looks like we have a majority of magnifying glasses, despite the fact that none of the Villa Marguerite cards were ever talked about. So Zach, do you have the Dubril estate?
I do. I wonder how you all came to that conclusion. I think they followed suit after somebody else put theirs on there.
Sometimes that's what happens. All right, moving on. The majority of mustaches is over here on the Dubril Garden. So, Dinah, do you have the Dubril Garden?
I do. How the hell did you guys know that?
Okay, well, Dinah, if I had one and I knew you had.
Yeah, we didn't have transportation.
Yeah, and so I was like, and so now it's just debating on which one you kept hidden.
Yep. And that's crazy. That's totally crazy that you guys got both of those. All right. Moving on to the train station. Tony, do you have the train station?
Yeah.
And then Ernie and Raechel, do you have the ferry to Calais?
We do, yeah.
Wow. So no one gets their locations.
Do we have to put that down?
Yeah.
Everybody's location is guessed.
Sorry. Oh God. Okay.
Hold on.
I'm the only idiot who didn't guess right on a location.
Was that your token over here?
Yeah. My poor, sad little brown PCO.
Sad little guy. All right. And then let's move down to the objects, and we'll do the same thing one more time. All right. So here we go. So starting with this broken watch, which has a unanimous vote. Ernie and Raechel, do you have the broken watch?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you guys figure that out?
I think mine was just a guess.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I figured they either had to have that or the check stub.
Well, I think I'll spoil this now, which is that I actually have the check stub. I lied to say I have the lead pipe in the same round that Zach said he had the garden shovel, and Zach's the one who tried to call me on having the lead pipe. So I figured that Zach had both the garden shovel and the lead pipe. And then I figured they'd already outed that they had, I think, one of these trappings and then got rid of it, like ditched an object. So the only one that they would have still held on to, I think, at that point was the broken watch.
It's interesting because you're actually wrong, but it led you to the right result.
I'm actually wrong?
I'm pretty sure that Ernie and Raechel also had the lead pipe.
Oh,
yeah,
did they?
I did not also have the lead pipe.
Yeah, they just didn't call you on it. They totally.
Why didn't you call me on it?
Reveal that at this? Like, are we talking about this?
I mean, we've all voted, so like we can't affect actions anymore. Why didn't you call me on the lead pipe?
Because we wanted to protect our watch.
Yeah.
That's
we didn't
interesting.
want to call you out because then, like, we'd have to.
So, like, we were thinking maybe.
I don't know how to explain it, but like.
No, because I feel like you could have masked that. You could have like played on my being suspicious or whatever and called me, and then I just lose. And you still had two. You had the watch.
We wanted to hold on to the lead pipe for a while in case, because there was a lot of evidence out there. We wanted to hold on to it in case more evidence got called because we didn't want people to know we had the broken watch.
Sure.
Apparently we failed at that.
And apparently they just they saw you drop your token. They're like, okay, yeah, we trust Tony. We'll just go there.
Yeah, it's crazy because you totally guessed right, but I think it was just a fluke. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah. All right, moving on to the lead pipe, which has the next majority vote, 2 handcuffs. Tony.
Nope.
You have the lead pipe.
I do not.
What a shock. We didn't just discuss this at all.
And then moving to the garden shovel, 2 votes for Zach. Zach, do you have the garden shovel?
I do, in fact, have the garden shovel.
Dang.
All right, and then our last majority is these 2 mustaches down here in the corner with the Baroldi file.
I guess I should have known. I was dumb. You didn't get to bail in any cards. Don't worry. I'm so dumb. I should have guessed that right on you, Zach. You talked about it and then didn't have a chance to ditch cards. I'm too stupid.
Oh, we didn't even think about that.
All right, Dinah, do you have the Baroldi files?
I do.
Yes.
Oh, so they can't put it on the table. There it is.
Jeez.
Yes.
This is brutal.
Well, Dinah, I'm glad that I at least have one person.
Yeah, we
All right,
lost together.
So Zach, you didn't get any cards that you're left with, right?
Nope.
Dinah, do you have any cards that you're left with? No?
None.
All right, so then it's just Tony and Ernie and Raechel. Let me go pull up the scoreboard here.
Jeez.
All right, so Tony, how many points are your cards worth?
7.
7 points. And then Ernie and Raechel?
3.
3 points. So what cards were you left with? So Ernie and Raechel got away with having Poirot, which is, of course, why they wanted to keep the watch.
Yes.
That would have given them a lot more points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fairy. The fairy would have been great too.
Tony, you got away with Eloise. and the check stub because of your lie about the lead pipe that didn't get called on. All right, so here's the scores as they stand: 0 to 0 to 3 to 7. But now we get to add up who was right about things. So first off, let's make sure we flip over people's guesses if they got them right, but they just weren't in the majority. So Eloise, no one got right. Poirot, someone thought Dinah had Poirot, but that's not correct. Don't flip that over.
Oh, you're right. I was like, but I guessed Poirot just for the wrong person.
Just for the wrong person. Everybody got the locations flipped already, so then it's just the objects. One person did vote that Tony had the check stub, so that was Ernie and Raechel. Well done, you get a point there.
We knew that because you lied about the lead pipe.
Yep. So that 1 point, we'll see if that mattered in the end. But then that's it. Everybody else just guessed them right. So now let's just add up the points. So if everybody can add up the points that they got for guessing over all 3 boards. And Zach or Dinah, when you're ready, I'll start with either of you.
I have 6.
I got 5.
Dinah got
You
6. Zach got 5. Ernie and Raechel, how many points did you get?
Just double checking.
7, 8.
8.
8.
Jeez. Nicely done. And then Tony?
5.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Oh.
5.
Oh.
And with that, 12.
Finally won one.
Second place again.
Tony.
I finally won.
Tony.
Tony has finally won. For everybody watching, Tony, we've played a few practice games, and every single game Tony has either come last or like second to last.
Oh man!
And we're consistently
very
at
happy,
second
right?
Consistently
place.
at second.
And I still made some pretty terrible mistakes in this one.
But everybody else made worse mistakes, apparently.
Yeah, I feel like I never lie and I never accuse, and the 2 times I did this game bit me in the butt.
Yeah, they did.
Well, what does that say
Thought
about
that I
me?
was
I didn't do
safe.
either, and I still lost.
Yeah,
Come
Dinah
on.
didn't lie at all, but she also
Nope.
didn't conceal her cards well enough, apparently.
Yeah.
I mean, to
No, I
be
lost
fair,
a 12-point bonus. Thanks, guys.
yeah, to be fair, that location guessing was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like people just
Yeah.
guessing the locations correctly was crazy. That would not normally have happened. So you would have had those 2 locations, and those were you 2, right, Zach and Dinah?
Mhm.
Yeah, and I should have kept my other one because Tony was the only one that got that right.
You got me.
I
It's not
want
worth it.
to.
It's not worth it. It's okay.
No. Raechel?
Has anyone? I played with this last time, like in previous games, have not done it this time, where I tried voting on my own card for somebody else to try to throw people off the scent. It has never worked for me in the past. I'd put like Zach's token on the card that I have, trying to hope people would be like, "Ooh, maybe Zach has that." But
No, it doesn't seem to have worked out. Maybe in person that would work better
yeah,
because it'd be more
Yeah,
obvious.
like we were
Yeah,
just.
if you were
hoping that
super
we would-
confident about it in person, we might believe you.
well, and Alex, I was really glad that I got rid of Cinderella. We talked about that early on, where I'm like, Zach knows that I have Cinderella now.
Yep.
He's gonna out me. That's gonna give away, and I chose to bail on it and stick with Eloise, who no one would possibly know that I have her because we interrogated that long before I drew the card.
Or you drew that card.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you for watching this gameplay video. I had a lot of fun. I hope you had a lot of fun. I think Tony at least had a lot of fun.
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
I
Bye.
can agree.
We're consistent. That's all we can say.